Sup Shredders, my name is Logan aka Spiderhands and welcome to SP Reviews, where today we're going to be checking out a track from Axe, Young Pre and Dex Mann titled Paper Up. And if we switch over to here, we have the YouTube video on the main screen. Got a bit of love, 24k views, 1k likes, that's good, that's good. Artist Young Pre and Dex Mann, title Paper Up, produced by 502 Phil, beat by Eric Shell aka Premise, the release date 2021, so it was released last year, that's all good. Label GSC Music Group, Independent, Cultivating Perception, Angel Films, PK, Visceral Studios. So there's a lot of people involved in this, but that's fine. Usually when you've got a decent sized team, you get some really interesting results. So we're going to listen through this track. We're going to listen through this track from start till finish. I'm going to hear what we think. Let's go. Paper Up.
Growing up, I always knew I wanted more.
Cool follow sound with the stereo padding of the drums and the vocal chops.
It wasn't about getting by.
Or like the...
It was about topping out.
Oh, okay.
Just didn't think it'd be this long. From trenches to cages. Struggles to success.
Dope. I like this cinematic universe we're establishing here.
We still ain't made it yet. We sure enough up next.
I said empty your mind. Be formless, shapeless, like water.
All about a dollar, get your paper up. You ain't about a dollar, where your paper, bruh? Niggas out here hating, they be flagrant. Look, all about it.
Okay. So, it's a really cool video. I don't typically talk about the videos and these music reviews, primarily because my focus is on reviewing what I actually know about, and that is music. However, this is one of the more professionally shot videos I've seen so far this year, so shout out to everyone involved with that. Well done. I like the filtering at the start of this going into this hook. And I could tell that we're going to get some freshness coming in there, but it's just a nice way to sort of set the tone of what's to come. Nice reverse takes on those this harmony parts. Drums nice and punchy with the 808s. Nice side chaining.
Holy eyes and my sins are soaked. Remember pulling up in rides with my nigga Poe. With a Haitian on my side, smoking heavy dope. In this game I improvise, I want all the smoke.
I like the fact that we changed up this part of the verse. We're aware that while the beat was dope, we needed to have a little bit of change to keep people fresh and interested. The guy's got flow for days. Voice is nice and clear in the mix. The production is well done.
I need a cash in advance in that envelope. A bullet spray out caravan, leave a nigga toast. Homie, if it ain't about the cash, what you in it for? All about a dollar, get your paper up.
Okay, alright.
Where your paper, bruh? Niggas out here hating, they be flagrant. But we still out here chasing what you waiting on. All about a dollar, get your paper up. You ain't about a dollar, where your paper, bruh? Niggas out here hating, they be flagrant. But we still out here chasing what you waiting on. I ain't had enough, I'ma run it.
Hey, really slick handover, I suppose. I'm not sure who Young Pre is and who Dex Mann is. They might have mentioned it at the start of their verses or something like that, I'm not sure. But either way, both of them are doing well.
Why you waiting, get your money up. Pussy nigga, why you hating, you ain't one of us. If it ain't about the paper, don't say nothing to us. Man, that Henny got me right, mix it with the Sprite. Swerve asked where I'm at, I said I'm at the light. I said I'm coming with the green, my nigga got the white. Them niggas taxing Uncle Sam, I got a cheaper price. Out of state, cause I'm trying to pay the lesson. If you trying to get this cake, it's gonna take a little effort. Man, I'm staying up late, cause I'm trying to get the extras. And I always been straight, cause I'm good under pressure, it's whatever. Get a bag, fuck a op, niggas mad, cause we pop. Got a tag on the drop, half a band on the bop. Moving sand on the lot, Dirk Jeter for the skeeter. Got it cheaper on the visa, I get cheese like a pizza, nigga.
All about a dollar, get your paper up.
See, like, you could just... There's the hook line, which is talking about... It's all about the paper. It's all about the money you're making. But I like how the verse is just so much more than that. I know that may seem obvious to people who are familiar with their work. But for a first impression, I like how you can get the main idea from the hook line, but you're sort of more interested in the story they're telling in the verses. That signifies to me that we have basically nailed both of them. So this is inherently a really well-made track. Because you don't always get both, you know?
You ain't about a dollar, where your paper, bruh? Niggas out here hating, they be flagrant. Look, all about a dollar, get your paper up. You ain't about a dollar, where your paper, bruh? Niggas out here hating, they be flagrant. But we still out here chasing what you waiting on. All about a dollar, get your paper up. You ain't about a dollar, where your paper, bruh? Niggas out here hating, they be flagrant. But we still out here chasing what you waiting on. All about a dollar, get your paper up. What you waiting on?
What you waiting on? All about that dollar. Hearing both Young Pri and Dex Mann talk about their journeys to make their money and all the experiences they've gone through in relation to their stories, it's interesting. It's nice to get to know both of them better. It's weird. Like, they sound so confident, and there's that typical sort of bravado and swagger that comes from the genre. You know, sometimes I find that inherently off-putting and dislikable, and at the same time, in this situation, I don't necessarily feel that way. I'm actually interested in hearing more of what these two actually have to say. And I think I'm going to have to figure out why that is in the conclusion. I think it's more because they so clearly care about what they're doing with their music in regards to not only the production, but also finding the right people to get involved in the production of the beats and stuff like that. And the clarity of the vocal performances and just the precision of the flow and everything. It's like they really genuinely care about the art form and not just, again, it's funny because they talk about making that bank and paper up and stuff, but at the same time, that's it. Young Pri, Dex Mann, David Rivera, Brian Bishop, Tez Poe, Davidson Beaujour, Stephanie Johnson, Richard Wilson, Rhetoric. So that's how they shoot that stuff. See, I kind of like this. It's kind of cool that they show the background of it, you know, to kind of help you to understand the work that goes into creating this audiovisual experience. Because you don't always get that. Sometimes people just bow out or they try and sell their Instagram to you or something like that. You know, selling an Instagram might seem like a weird phrase, but no, I've been doing this long enough for it to happen. Cool. Because that's the thing, right? Because it's not just making music and having something that sells. You've also got to have a little bit of point of a difference, you know? And part of that is allowing people to go behind the smoke and mirrors to see what you're like outside of that brand or sort of image you're building. So well done to them for that. Look at that camera. Yeah, these guys are not messing around. This is some serious stuff. They're making some serious... Yeah. This is not your... this is not your casual hour kind of stuff. This is I know enough about video production to know that ain't cheap. Look at all these people that are involved in this. You've just got that beat in the background. And what's so wild about that beat is that it is not only something that can be built on so well with vocals, but also you can just vibe to it outside of that. That's the power of a really well-made musical concept, is that it sits well individually as well as with a little bit of icing on top. Or a story or whatever, you know? They could have just been talking over top of this, you know? But that effectively, though, I'm not sure what else we've got here. I think we've basically got it, haven't we? We may as well play this through. Just so I can check out the rest to see if there's any other musical part to it. This is the first time that I've had a track where half of the video is music and half of it is outro kind of credits. Cool. Yeah, I've got no real complaints about this. We'll do the conclusion in a minute. Yeah, so they do work together. They have worked together previously in the past. So that's just kind of their deal. Cool, that's great. I mean, I'm sure they're fine by themselves, but collaborations are important. Because this is effectively my conclusion of Paper Up by Young Pre and Dex Mann. How do I feel about this track? This track had a story, I think, about... It was again, about making money and finding success, making your way through the world, but it also illustrated some of the challenges that Young Pre and Dex Mann have gone to in order to get to the positions where they're able to do that, and why it is so important for them to do it, and why they're encouraging other people to do it. You know, because if they can do it, then they're saying, well, yo, you got to do this too. You know, like you got to work. You know, you got to make this happen. I think that's great. A lot of people are going to be able to relate to the story and go, yeah, okay, I know I've got to do this. I know I got to put in that work to get to where I want to be. The hustle culture is alive and well in this day and age. As long as you don't completely torture yourself and burn out, usually you're fine. Usually you're fine. As long as you get that 8 hours a night of sleep. Or 8 hours of sleep a night, should I say. What else? What else we got for Paper Up? I mean, the rapping from both Young Pre and Dex Mann, including the cleaner sort of melodic rapping in the chorus section. Nice and clear, precise. Clearly to musicians who are familiar with both the genre and know how to perform and emote as well. The performances were confident, and I didn't think I was listening to two people who were... It was their first day in the studio. Clearly people who have a chance to make a name for themselves in the industry, as long as they continue to find niches to work towards that will allow them to stand out amongst everyone else. I think as a first impression, this is fantastic. It'll be interesting to see where Young Pre and Dex Mann go in future, especially with their collaborations. What else they accomplish and what else they chat about. I wish them the best of luck in future. In that regard, I think that the chemistry between the both of them is great. The structure of it, I was going to say I enjoyed the structure. I did. You know, we started with that hook, and then we went to the verses, or did we start with the hook? Did we start with the hook? I got to just check that out, man. I got to check that out. Where is it? We did start with the hook, yeah. We had it filtered at the start, and then we went straight into that verse, and then we did the transition after the next second hook. Cool. I'm glad I was paying attention. I'm glad I was listening. But awkward otherwise. Yeah, the ABAB structure worked for them. I don't really think they needed to do anything differently to improve the experience there. I mean, you don't need to reinvent the wheel. Contemporary ABA structure, this works very, very well in this day and age. People enjoy it. Easy to follow. You know, nothing too alienating about it. Some synth parts there with the 808s and the kits, stuff like that. There might have been an occasional pad or two other elements there. There was some repeaters of the vocal parts as well as like an additional sort of like layer to the arrangement. All in all, dude, there was no point where it felt like filler. That loop that they had, that main motif, it was splendid. Props to the production team on that. No, I think that's... It was. I was gonna say it's minimalist. It's as much as was needed. I think you could have definitely done less with it, but it would have been a detriment if you'd done more. It would have taken away the focus from Young Pre and Dex Mann, which would obviously not have been what you wanted. You want in this genre to be focusing on the story that's being told by the rappers, and you want it to occasionally be about the music, but only if that theme is that strong. And it was. So we have skilled rappers who know what they're doing and care about what we're doing. We have the musical theme and their structure down. The production, recording, mixing, and mastering was just top notch. I don't think they could have improved it. It's ready for commercial release. No complaints. Queuing, stereo panning, fixed chains on the different instruments there. The vocals, they didn't screw with the vocals and try to make them sound a certain way. You could tell it was the tone. I mean, there was a bit of filtering at the start, but you could tell it was just their voice with a bit of enhancement of like reverb and stuff like that. They weren't trying to oversaturate it. It was nice just to hear both of them as they were. Limiting, compression, great. Relative loudnesses, different volumes. This is one of the more professional releases I've heard all year. And it'll be interesting to see what Young Pre and Dex Mann do in future. But they're onto a good thing. And that's effectively my review of Young Pre and Dex Mann's Paper Up. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, please do go show them some love via their various social medias and their YouTube page. Stay cool and stay safe, and please remember to support your local musicians and artists at this point in time, as you need the help more than ever with all the crazy stuff going on in the world. And I will catch you in the next review. Spiderhands out.